Hello, a very good evening.
Hi, hello, good evening.
Hello, Subhash. How have you been? Mr. Subhash, it's
I
been
have
so
been good.
long.
Yes, it has been long and I have been
Yeah,
good. So, what about you? How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for asking. And also,
Nice.
I've been keeping a check on your YouTube content that you are very active on uploading the content as well. Yeah.
You have seen some of the videos that you are telling me.
Yes, because since you're collaborating with English Yaari, whenever somebody searches on YouTube about English Yaari, apparently
Okay.
most of the people
Oh,
have been able to check onto that as well. Yeah. So, how have you been doing?
yeah, I have been doing pretty good and trying to take session, more and more session to enhance my spoken English speaking power. So
Right.
that's why I'm here.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. I understand. So, how has been the improvement like? Have you seen any improvement in the communication so far?
Improvement in the sense that nowadays I don't feel anything, just try to speak and I don't mind about the mistakes and just go on whatever comes my mind, I just speak out. So that's what I have seen in me that I am doing.
That's wonderful. And as I can see from the dashboard, is reflecting that it's 74th session of yours. So I think you have done a lot of improvement because not only in terms of normally speaking on the casual front, but since I have been seeing your improvement on the YouTube videos as well, I must congratulate you on that note as well because not only communication is very much important, but at the same time, the way you are resonating that confidence from within, that is something commendable. So I really appreciate the kind of efforts you've been putting up to come up as a very smooth and natural speaker.
Okay, thank you.
Right. So, shall we begin to the session, or do you want me to have a little bit of chit chat before the session?
Yeah, little bit of chat chat will be good. The casual talk.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay. So, what has been going so far? How's your family like? How's your professional and personal front? Has there been any kind of imbalance, or you're trying to put up that finesse avatar of yours in your life as well? Like, because I remember from the last sessions, and I could figure it out that the kind of balance you're putting up, it's commendable.
Yeah, life is going on the same way that it had been. Uh, and I also enjoy this speaking with the tutors, and now I have started speaking with core learners also. There are some YouTubers when I find their videos and I find them attractive in terms of speaking when they speak. So I try to contact with them and have session with them. That is another thing I'm doing nowadays. And sometimes
Nice.
I also get some requests from core learners. So it is both ways.
Wow.
We are connecting and doing. And other than that, watching videos, TED talks, that is going on, and reading books,
Yes, absolutely.
3 4 pages,
Right.
that is also there. And whenever I get a chance, try to speak, because at office I don't have any opportunity, but whenever I go to my boss
Mm.
room, she is a lady officer, so anyway, most of the time she speaks in English. So that is the
Mhm.
benefit that I get when I get to meet her in connection with
Right.
any work, official work. So make use of that opportunity fully. So
Very
I
nice.
always conscious about that. Whenever there is chance, just take the initiative to speak in English. That is I'm doing. And what
How
else?
lovely.
And if I talk about other things, like I like to travel. And last month, not last month, it was in the month of October, I visited some of the places in Rajasthan. That words have happened till now. How is your life? You tell
Okay.
me.
Absolutely wonderful, I would say, because whatever is happening in my life, everything is part and parcel. I don't bother much in terms of that specific thing which somehow pesters me, but rather I'm just being grateful to whatever has been coming to me organically. If by any chance I have to say about how life is going, I won't complain. Rather, I would say it's going somehow, some way mundane during the week, and I get an opportunity to rejuvenate myself during the weekends, and that is the only time when I can say, "Wow, life is going smooth," and it's being pretty much productive in terms of the work, and also in terms of thinking. So I have been, I actually found myself to be a person who is wise and is concerning myself into, yeah, or the, let's say, the root I have fixed myself is the wisdom. And I'm going to achieve that, all of in this while there have been certain ups and downs also. But I'm just taking the note of that from the life and being grateful about that. This is how I will summarize so far.
Okay, so sometimes it so happen, na, everybody's life, in everybody's life, sometimes it so happen that we feel low for any reason,
Absolutely.
and nothing is going well. We feel that, and we feel the sadness. So, what do you do to change your mind or to rejuvenate yourself? What is the tactics that you can get to your mood in a positive way?
That somehow is very difficult and challenging to answer, because it is not just one thing which I usually stick myself to while my mood is not really bright. So if I'm not having a really bright day, I do not let myself feel that specific thing. So I don't become cranky, unlike other people. It is somehow reflected upon the face of mine, because my face is not really bright. I'm not showing that happy avatar. So then I come, of course, come back and have a cup of coffee, which somehow, lifts my mood all of a sudden. I don't know. Maybe I'm a caffeine addict, or maybe my body loves caffeine, and I haven't been taking caffeine from quite a while. I've just stopped taking it. So my body feels relaxed in that moment. And then I like to relax my mind. So I don't think anything. Nothing could cross my mind during that moment. I'm just relaxed. I try to keep myself away from every negative and positive emotion. Neutral. I go neutral. And from there, I start my journey again. Like, it's like from zero level, I start and begin again. So it's not just the beginning in the morning. Then I begin from that very moment. And I feel like, no, I have to be awake, because nobody is going to come and rescue you from that very specific moment. You have to take yourself, and you need to
Yeah.
either elope into productivity rather, or you can just, step by step, gradually and slowly, you can proceed towards how the day is going to go organically. So another opportunity which I get is on English Yaari, I get to speak with so many people. So everybody here is super bright and happy. They just make my day bright. I just feel so happy in that moment, that I am very grateful towards this English Yaari platform also, because people across the world are here to share their ideas and views. They just change and uplift the moment, that's the mood of the other person, in fraction of seconds. And I don't even feel like that my mood was cranky, or maybe I didn't have a bright day. I just feel okay. That's how I can summarize. From past couple of weeks, I have been into this again.
Yes. So actually, I asked you. There is a reason. Recently, I have felt some kind of depressed mood, or I was not feeling well. I don't know why. I just did not feel good to go to office to work, and I was thinking how to get rid of such situation. And every time, every day when I get up, wake up, and those negative thinking just rushed
Mhm.
in my mind. So nearly to around 1 week or more than 1 week, I was feeling very low. And then what I did, I read, as as I already have mentioned that I read books. So I read generally self-help book. So while reading one book, so there are some uh, instructions are given, some pieces of advice are given there how to get rid of that kind of situation. So I also try to follow, and whenever there is a problem that you cannot uh, uh, flee away from
Of
that
course.
problem. You have to face
Hmm.
it. Then only you can
Of course.
feel good.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, it will always remain there. You have to
Right.
find a solution to that problem rather than running away from that. So those
Hmm.
things actually help me. I try to meet those problems, and that's how, yeah, I got some kind of a solace from doing those things.
Absolutely. I can say one thing, that every person has a different way of dealing with the problems. And I can definitely say that the way I am dealing with the problems would not go, fine, or go in sync with how you are facing the problem, or maybe how you're dealing with the problem. And the kind of solution I have found for myself would not most likely be easy for you to adapt to, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
I would definitely say that people should always try every bit of their step towards the solution. Why? Because it's very difficult to think about the solution. You keep yourself running around in the loop about the problem, but at the same time, solution is one we should be looking forward to. And yes, a person should keep trying which out of the box is going to fix that puzzle piece, that this is the solution to a problem. Because we never know, anything around the world could be solution to the problem. And first of all, the thoughts. Whenever you consider yourself that I can get out of this problem, at that point of time, you actually step away. Like, this is the first step away from the problem only. And I must say that this is the weather transition which you were talking about. So, more of lately, I have been able to address this issue to the people out there, that whenever the weather transition is there from, autumn, or let's say the summer to the winter, we see less of sun, and sun embarks the positivity. And less sun, less day timing, people usually get depressed. So this is depression of the weather, or winter depression, it's usually called as. So do one thing, you need to be bright. Instead of looking out for the sun, be the sun of your life.
Yes,
All
yes,
right,
right,
I
right.
think this might would work for you, and you were gonna stick to that suggestion, of mine.
Yes, yes, right, definitely.
All right. So, Mr. Subhash, tell me how we can proceed with the session now, because I think I can see today's topic, which is about fast food, and I really want to
Mhm.
talk about this to people out there, that how fast food is degrading our healths at every step. So, what you have to say about fast food, and do you ever have given a moment to yourself that people shouldn't be eating fast food, and I should aware people out there? Have you ever given a thought about the same?
Yes, I try to tell whenever I get a chance to say, like, first it begins at my home. So, particularly my son, he always eat this kind of junk food. So I always tell him that don't do this. It is going to harm your health, and in the long run, in the short run, you may not feel that kind of thing that something is happening, but in the long run, definitely it will take a toll on your health. So I keep on telling him, and he keep on consuming these things. So at a time, sometimes I feel that what is the use of telling? He is not listening to all those good pieces of advice. But anyhow, we have to continue and we have to tell them. But at the same time, when I'm telling all these things, sometimes even I fall prey to all this anti-ment, or when I see the fast food, I personally don't buy, but when a situation arises like that, there is some fast food in front of me, people are having and they're offering me, I just cannot control myself
Just
that I will have to
restrict
do.
or
I need to
restrain.
do. Yeah, that where I am lacking that power of control, the self control. So I need to do that before I giving advice to others. I should do this first.
Absolutely. Right.
There was a
So,
time, say, let's say 1 or 1.5 years back. Really, I avoided. I avoided, and whenever I went to some places, I was offered such kind of food. I said them bluntly that I cannot take this kind of food. I don't take. But I don't know when I again began to take those food, and even now I am sometimes I take.
Okay, all right. So you can say back in the days, if you want to somehow bring up something from the past, you can say, back in the days, I used to somehow restrain from that. I used to put a lot of control on myself. Or you can say that I used to say a blunt no, a big fat no. So usually people have been using this, a big fat no from my end. I can't do that, right? So you can use
Yeah,
these words. Couple of words, can accentuate the expression, and a metaphor
yeah,
could also add in the flavor in the communication, because communication is an art, right? So
yeah,
another word you have spoken, this. So instead of replace the word this, about this, replace it right there. Use the better word. At the same time, keep the other conversation, like the pointer which you want to speak next, should be ready. Like I already tell to every student of mine as a mentor, as a guide. So three things should always be ready about certain topic which you are having a word with. Okay. So those three things, like three pointers, should be ready, because you have to, weave the conversation around that. So try to keep that in mind, that that's apple is there, red color apple. There's a stalk and there's a leaf. So you're gonna talk about it one by one. Similarly, the conversation should come forward with three pointers ready. Okay. All right. So like you cannot put some restraint on yourself, and of course improvement has to start from within. So what actually affects the system when I talk about the fast food? Have you seen the impact what it has put on the people who are consuming the fast food?
generally, they put on weight. Many of the people
Okay.
who regularly take this kind of food, they gain weight, and in the long run, definitely there will be some problem in terms of various ailments they will be afflicted with.
Okay. So,
Like,
why are they facing these issues specifically related to cancer as well? If I'm not wrong, people have been facing issues of cancer, then comes PCOS, along with that thyroid related issues. Have you ever given a
yes,
thought about the same?
yeah, generally, like even high blood pressure also, because when
Right,
we eat this fry food, deep fry, there's also effect, and it these things enhance your cholesterol level. So gradually, one day you will suffer like high blood pressure due to this. And
absolutely.
thyroid, yeah, you have mentioned, and sugar also, this diabetes, because
Right,
people are becoming obese and they are suffering from diabetes also. These are a very serious kind of illness, because once you are afflicted with, there is no respite from that. You have to take regular medicine, and you have to take care of
right,
yourself. So it is better to prevent than cure.
right.
So if we try to prevent, we don't allow the illness to come to affect our health. It is better than curing them after being afflicted with them.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, like you have mentioned already, that you cannot restrain or restrict yourself when given the chance that somebody is offering you, and I can definitely understand, because the aroma at that point of time, and the sight of it has that sense in your heart, in your brain, already conditioned that your salivary glands are going to start working at that point of time, and you will have that
Yeah.
mouth-watering flavors in your mouth. But at the same time, how will you stop it?
Okay. So
So
I can also ask you about this, because are you fond of this fast food?
yes, I was absolutely fond of it. However, I have tried to shift myself towards healthy diet, and these days I'm trying my level best to not eat any food as a junk, because when it comes junk, that big letters come in front of my eyes and I can't see. eating myself, and I don't like to eat otherwise as a street vendor, from the street vendor. And when it comes to to go out in public, I usually eat from home, and then only I go. I am not a person who eats there. I eat a little bit of portion, and that too a healthy one. Otherwise, I restrain myself. Even I've stopped consuming sugars because, as a science student and a person who comes from a science background, I've seen people having sugars, and it impacts the beauty of the face. So, keeping that alive, that spirit alive for myself, that I have to eat healthy food. I have transitioned myself from that junk eater almost every day to a person who is eating junk probably once in fortnightly, or once in a week. I don't consume otherwise junk food at all. So that's the spirit I'm holding back
Yes,
from.
yeah, that is that is reflecting on your face, the way
Thank you.
that you are taking care of all those things. Yes, that's true. And we should avoid junk food as we avoid junk calls also.
Yes. Absolutely. Wow. Amazing. So I think, what you can do is, if you want to try it, I have this amazing trick. So treat yourself by the weekend. That's it. In between the week, a big no. Even if there's a wedding, since the wedding season is already going on, so do not treat yourself more. Take a little bit of portions of diets, that would be amazing. And eat good amount of fruits, as many fruits as you can, as many vegetables, because there's a season of green leaf vegetables. You have as many vegetables, like put them up in your dal and chapatis as well. Put them in the dough and eat it. As much of green as you can, please consume. Along with that, just one day when you can treat yourself with a cheat meal. That's it. Only one day per week. And then you can increase the number of days. Then you can eat fortnightly. That would be amazing. And that there it is going to happen, the transition. Because like you have already given transition to yourself, you have to give transition to your gut health as well. Not only that, but the entire system.
Yeah, yeah, that's a very good system way of avoiding these things because we have to be disciplined. First of the thing is that
Absolutely.
once I said no, that I will not take this kind of food more than once in a week,
Week.
I should
Yes.
stick to that. So after
Yes.
some weeks, then I will try to make it for a fortnight. Then after
Absolutely.
few fortnight, then I will try month like that. Yeah,
Yes.
that's a very good way
Absolutely. So this is
because
amazing.
gradually it becomes our habit. So whenever uh, if we practice like this, after few months, we will find that even those foods are before us, we are not very much tempted to take.
Yes, you will never feel tempted towards, picking it that up. You will feel
Hmm.
sugar rush if by any chance you will catch a sight of some sugary stuff. And even if
Hmm.
somehow people are offering you for free, you will say, you only eat it. Rather, I'll pay for you. So that will be the scenario. And trust me when
Yeah.
I say this, it is an amazing journey, amazing way to
Yes.
restrict and find a good way towards a healthy diet. So I think that's a couple of things which we can keep as a check. Along with that, I've got a couple of more handful suggestions for you. If you don't mind me giving up suggestions, are you up for
Oh,
that, Mr.
sure.
Subhas?
Yes,
Right.
yes, sure. You
So
can.
when you are mentioning certain things like I I like this, I like that. So instead of saying I do like to eat, right? So I do
Right.
like to eat, or you can say I fancy momos. So fancy means like, right? I fancy momos
Uh,
are I you can say I do like to eat chicken nuggets or whatever you prefer. Along with that, using the word these instead of these, use such. Such kind of food
such.
is a better option, right? Such kind of food I
Okay.
usually avoid.
Such kind of food.
So along with that, if by any chance you can somehow add words like also, in addition to, another
Hmm.
thing I would like to. So these words help you to have a smooth conversation. A smooth set of words will help you to form a smooth sentence as well. And at the same time, you will not somehow give more momentary pause while you're speaking. Okay? Will you be able to do
Yes.
that?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I'll try.
momentary pauses. momentary pauses can be avoided with the help of certain set of words, right? I'm going to write everything up in the chat box. You may click a screenshot after we are about to leave the session, or if we are about to leave the session by the time. Okay. Momentary pauses can be avoided. Right. I've written here. You can use alternative words. These are most likely in addition to, also, I would like to add in another thing, right? So, alternatives are most welcome. Okay, so with this, we come to the end of this session, Mr. Subhash, and I extremely had a wonderful time. Also, the pleasure was to see you after so long. So, thank you so much for
Yes.
joining again today, and it was
Yeah,
such a
yeah. It
wonderful
was a
session.
nice session that I had with you. Yeah. So as we as I already mentioned that sometimes I feel low, so this was the thing that how uh, I can rejuvenate myself taking session with
Right.
lively tutors, because when we speak we get this, we say na dopamine come in our
Dopamine,
brain.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
so this kind of thing happen.
Right. So it's just a winter transition. So sorry, the winter depression, which we call up as, and this happens to almost every person. They don't speak up, but more often we tend to give ourselves the time to understand what's happening to us. Only then we get to know that okay, something is bothering and pestering us. So yes, and also I'm so sorry to say it because there's another session and I think I'm running
Oh no,
late
no,
with the
it's
time.
I know.
Right. I would
we,
like to take leave
yeah,
from my end and have a great day in the morning and
thank you.
hope you sleep well. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. Bye.